All right, that previous recording was cut off for some unknown reason. It literally just stopped. So this is part 2 to that video about how the narcissist dehumanizes their victims as a way to justify their abusive acts. And so this is the part. This is literally the root of why a lot of narcissistic abuse victims end up deleting themselves. They delete themselves because the narcissist has made them believe that they deserved it. The narcissist make them believe that basically that they have no purpose, or that they're useless and worthless. But not only that, they basically have convinced the victim that they're the reason why they're the reason why they're abusive. You know what I mean? So they blame the victim as to why they're abusive, and also they justify their actions by saying that the victim is X, Y, and Z, whatever you want to fill in the blank. And it could literally be straight lies, or they can capitalize on your weaknesses or the things like that. But either way, there is no justification for abuse, because there's no justification for abuse at all. And the thing is, they abuse you so much to the point that you start to react. And that is what they call reactive abuse, when you start to retaliate against them. And the moment you retaliate, which you have every right to defend yourself, that is your human right. But the moment that you defend yourself, you retaliate, then that's when they're going to turn up the abuse even more. And then they're going to definitely have a reason to justify why they're abusing you. They're going to say, see, that's why I do that, because you're doing this to me, or you did that. Even though the reason why you're even doing this is because they have pushed you so far to the point where you had enough and you don't even care. You get to a point you don't even care if you even get to live any longer. Because now at this point, they have broke you down to the point that you don't fear death. You know? In the words of Tupac, my only fear of death is to come back reincarnated. Yeah, reincarnated back into the life into living a life with the soulless one. Living with the soulless ones is pure hell on earth. Okay, so constant psychological torment, And like I said, especially the covert narcissists, they make sure that they don't lay a hand on you, because that way they could say, oh, well, it's not like I beat on you. You act like I'm beating on you. I care about you. That fake empathy that they have. Oh, I never laid a hand on you. You don't have to lay a hand to abuse someone, especially when you are literally like piercing through the spirit by acts that are painful on an emotional, mental, and spiritual level. They got the nerve to say that even if they're doing black magic on you. They'll say, oh, well, I didn't lay a hand on you. Yeah, but meanwhile, they're over there casting spells against you and you don't even know. That is another form of control as well. It is very disgusting. And like I said, they have to dehumanize you so that you can believe that you deserve that. You see? That's their whole purpose. See, just because they dehumanized you doesn't mean that you don't have any value. You have a lot of value. You have more value than you can ever know. But they don't want you to know that, because your power comes from the value you see in yourself. Knowing your worth is the most powerful thing you can do. Knowing yourself is also a superpower, because now once you know yourself, you're not going to believe their lies. You have to understand that everything that comes out of the mouth of a psychopathic soulless one is pure lies. They say things. They curse you, whether verbally or spiritually. They tell you things that are not true about you in hopes that you believe it. Their words, their poisonous words, only holds power if you allow it to have it. by believing in it. So don't believe in the lies that they spew. Do not mind what they say. You know, I know it's kind of hard because they piss you off. They do. But that's why awakening to the truth and seeking this type of knowledge is very important. It is literally, it literally will save your life. So keep spreading the information, you know. And I really hope it, like, I hate the fact that a lot of people are going through this. But trust me, because, I've been through it myself, for a good amount of time in my life, my early years. I've been exposed to a lot of these things, man. So I know all the feelings, I felt the feelings of wanting to delete myself. That's why I talk about this, because one of the reasons why I wanted to delete myself was because they, this creature, the soulless ones, it was more than one soulless one. So the soulless ones of the past have led me to believe that I was worthless. They've led me to believe that I would be of no use to no one, that I'm nothing. They have made me believe that all the abuse that they put me through was, was my fault, that I was the reason why they, basically they made me believe that I deserved it even though I didn't. And I look back, I reflect, I'm like, man, I didn't even do anything. And I'm looking back at my preteens, early teens. That's what I'm looking at, that time period. Now think about that. I wasn't even an adult yet. But the soulless one that, sexually abused me when I was 13, I knew this. I had to live with this person for a course of between ages 10 and 16. So that's 6 years of psychological torment. And I didn't even realize it. But I look back and I reflect, especially going to therapy right now is making me think about a lot of things. And I'm starting to realize, like, damn, there was more manipulation than I ever thought. Like, I never even imagined how much manipulation, how many mind games he played with me. And when I look back, I realized that it was literally nothing but mind games, manipulation. I'm able to remember all these things, and I'm really thinking about it. Like, in the past, I'm thinking like, he's just talking shit, or doing shit to piss me off. But I look back and I realize all of that was programming. Everything that the soulless one does, everything that the narcissist does, is to program your mind. And it could be little things, but when you really look back at your experience, your painful experience, and you realize, wow, they did that because of that. Now it all makes sense. And you're able to find peace. You're able to find peace within yourself because you realize that you did not deserve that at all. Excuse me. Especially as a child, as a youth, but they program you at a young age. If you had those painful experiences like that, then understand that it is important for you to find this information and wisdom. You have to educate yourself on these things, because people like me are the perfect victim, the perfect supply for the narcissist. Because of the childhood traumas that we have faced, we already believe that, that we're not good enough, or that we already suffer from all these psychological issues, PTSD, to name one. They already know these things. And when you don't heal, when you don't invest in yourself, when you go out there and look for a partner and you're not healed, your mind is not, functioning at its optimal level, it becomes very easy for a narcissist to, come into your life, because they could sense it. See, here's the thing I learned about people, especially predators, is that they could sniff the vulnerability of others. And I would know a lot about that because I've been vulnerable for most of my life, because I have been abused by predators before. So I know exactly what they look like. I know what they smell like. I know what they are like. I know how they think. I know all their mind games, their tricks, everything. I know all of that. And that is why when you get to the point where you are a knowledgeable person about these things, you become a threat to them. And now they hate you. And it could be scary because sometimes they might threaten your life for speaking about the abuse that they've put you through, for exposing them. Because eventually their family's gonna find out. Everyone's gonna find out. Because you're not gonna put up with it, because the longer you stay, the longer you remain silent, the more you die slowly. And you don't want to go through that because you are not the one that ought to die. No, you are not the one to die. No, you are to live forever. You are to have eternal life. And God will make sure of that. So keep searching for the knowledge and wisdom. And never, ever allow this to ever happen again. Realize your worth, your value. Release yourself from the shackles of psychological oppression and spiritual oppression as well, because they will go there too, right? So do not fear no man. Fear no man, because I'm telling you right now, God is real. And the beautiful thing about the painful experiences is that it leads us to believe that there is a God. Eventually, you will get to that point. Now, we may not all be there. Sometimes we question the existence of God. I know, because I've been there. I used to be an atheist. That's what causes us to lose faith. Because how can God allow all this? But eventually, you get to a point where, when it's all said and done, and your enemies are destroyed, your past abusers have been destroyed, you have to realize, wow, that's God's righteous wrath at work. And it's going to take time, because again, it has been how long has it been since the soulless one abused me at 13? That's like 15 years ago. Yeah. So I don't know what the hell's going on with this person, but I know they're not in my life. Last time I heard about them, they were locked up in a foreign country because they got deported. They got exactly what they deserved. That's basically what that means. I don't know how he ended up in jail over there, but he must have did something to somebody else, and you already know. And this individual, I'm telling you, he was a stalker. He was all that stuff, man. You know how it is with these narcissists, especially when they are sexual predators. Yeah, and you expose them as a predator, then yeah, you already know. So they'll try to instill fear in you, but that's a whole nother thing. But what I'm telling you in this video is that they will try to dehumanize you to justify their abusive actions against you. And then you start to believe that you deserve it. You do not deserve it. You do not deserve to be abused. Don't ever believe that shit, especially when you know you are a good person. But it's easy to believe that when you're a young person, when you're a youth. Your mind has not molded yet. And it's no wonder why. I had thoughts of deleting myself back in my teen years, because that is easy to believe it, because you're at that age, and this is supposed to be an elder, someone who's older than you, right? But you get older, you realize, hey, all of that was a psychological operation that they've done on you. They have tried to destroy me. They have tried to destroy you, us. People like us, the children of God, will always prevail, no matter what the soulless ones do. Keep the faith powerful. And I know it's hard to believe in God sometimes when you go through things like that, but understand that in my life, I have been an atheist before. I know what it feels like to lose faith in God and in humanity. But I had to separate humanity and God, because although I have lost faith in humanity, especially in those years, I should have never lost my faith in God, because God and humanity is not the same thing. God is something that is beyond us, So yeah, you may lose faith in humanity, but don't ever lose faith in God. God is real. No matter how painful, your experiences are, or, You may feel like, deleting yourself because the narcissist made you believe that it was all because of you and all this stuff. Do not do it. Do not end your life by your own hand. Don't do it. Do not do it. And hopefully this has helped someone out there. You just have, I don't know what else to say, because it's a difficult thing to go through, especially when they not only dehumanize you, but then they gaslight your reality. They try to gaslight you. So the abuse is horrendous. I'm letting you know right now, even if they haven't laid a hand on you physically, they have laid plenty of hands on you mentally and spiritually. So don't let them gaslight you by saying, oh, you act like I beat on you. You act like I hit you. Oh, well, I've never laid a hand on you. Yeah, but they have been laying hands on you psychologically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. They have tried to destroy the way you view yourself to the point that you become a shell of a person, and you just are just taking it, because they made you believe that you deserve it. They made you believe that you're no good. They made you believe that no one else will ever want you because of your childhood traumas. They make you feel like you're damaged goods because of your past traumas, as if it was your fault that you have been traumatized. It is not your fault that you were traumatized as a child. They're using that against you, Also, it's only natural that you defend yourself. If you ever find yourself in a situation where you are defending yourself against this demon incarnate, you are not wrong for defending yourself. But they'll make you believe that. They're going to try to make you believe that you're the abuser because you're defending yourself. You're retaliating against all the bullshit that they have put you through. Don't allow them to get in your head or stay in your head years later, because they know how to do that. PTSD will remind you of these soulless ones. But there's a way to take advantage of your own disadvantages, and that's going to be a whole nother topic. But yes, they gaslight your reality. On top of all the abuse that they put you through a lot of pain. What you've been through is very painful. Don't let them tell you that. Don't let them minimize your pain. You have been through hell on earth with the soulless ones, and they're going to try to convince you that you act like you've been through a lot. What you've been through was nothing. Oh, really? Nothing? How about I give you a piece of that? The same treatment that they've been giving you, give them a piece of that and see how they take it. See how well they take all the abuse that they had dished out to you, since they want to tell you that, oh, that is nothing. You act like I'm hitting you. Well, guess what? Even though you want to lay hands on the soulless one, if you were to give them the same abuse that they've been giving you, if you give them that abuse, they're not going to take it. All of a sudden, they're going to cry about it. And these are the same people that gaslight your reality, the same people that tell you, I didn't do anything. You act like I'm abusing you. Oh yeah, because the fuck they are. They are abusing you. Awaken to the reality that is before you. But see, they mess with your head so much to the point that you start to not see the abuse, even though it is right in front of you. That is why narcissistic abuse is literally a slow spiritual death. It is premeditated spiritual murder. And I will end this video by saying, don't let anyone minimize your pain. You should know that narcissistic abuse is premeditated spiritual murder. They don't need to lay a hand on you for your spirit to be hit.